Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. Top of the morning to you, Nerdvengers! Hope everybody's making their way into the tower. Hope everybody had a good weekend. I had a pretty good weekend myself. Just kind of chilling, hanging out. I was working on some video stuff, working on some YouTube stuff, and also doing some Warhammer. Yeah, that's right. I said it. I said it already. Look, wait, what? There better not be any gambling going on. Oh, thank God. Okay, we have it shut off already. Okay, so full transparency, and I hope everybody's doing well, man. Hope you all had a good weekend for real. So I was sitting in bed last night. Well, I guess I was lying in bed. You don't really sit in bed, although I guess you could. Let's not get distracted. Okay, let's not get caught up on the details. Okay. And I was thinking, like, what do we do for the stream tomorrow? Because the news is pretty light. I don't know if you guys knew this or not, but news is pretty light. You know, it's summertime. Things are kind of chilling. You know, it feels like we're getting ready for maybe some big announcements at San Diego Comic-Con. Although, as we're going to talk about later on in the stream, maybe we won't have the cast of the Fantastic Four by the time of San Diego Comic-Con. We'll talk about that in just a minute. So I was sitting there. I was like talking to Elise. I was like, well, what should we do for the stream tomorrow? And, you know, she was like coming up with all these ideas and like, well, what about this? What about that? You know, a lot of them were like little stories that we had been talking about over the past couple of weeks. And I was like, well, what if I did the Warhammer stream? Right. And she's just like dead ass silent, just for like a good 30 seconds. And I was like, yeah, oh, fuck. Okay, well, I guess. Shit. And she was like, well, look, I just think that a lot of the Nerdvengers might not really love that. You know what I mean? They might not like totally like it. And I was like, okay, but look, there's really no news. Like if we're gonna do it, you know, maybe tomorrow's the day. Like if we're gonna go deep on it, you know, maybe today's the day. And I was thinking about even titling the stream. Like I was thinking about titling the stream definitely not a Warhammer stream, and me like sneaking some Warhammer like into a presentation or something. I was trying to come up with like a really funny like thumbnail or idea like that. So anyway, this is what I decided. I was like, nah, I can't really do that. We'll go over. There are some rumors out there about Captain America, which I think are actually cool, and I want to talk to you guys about them. I want to talk about the Fantastic Four, talk a little bit just in general about San Diego Comic-Con, what we expect from Marvel. There's also Starfield, you know, the new Star Wars game. So there's plenty of nerdy stuff that we can get into. But I will say, man, we were working on the videos in the channel for the Warhammer channel because, like, I'm so upset. I don't know if you guys noticed. I'm kind of into Warhammer. So I've been, like, working on a channel for it, and I was really excited, and I really like what we have for the first video so far. And yeah, I'll probably update the Prime members about that on Friday, and I think we'll be ready to launch that new channel maybe next week. And at that point next week, maybe I will do an actual Warhammer stream, but I'll probably do it at a different time than these regular streams. So like a Tuesday, you know, maybe a Thursday or something like that. So we'll get into it. And as I was describing everything, I was talking to Fernie, right? Because he's helping me edit the new video for the Warhammer channel. I was like, we got into a conversation about the lore, and I like kind of went on this like rant. And Fernie was like, dude, you gotta do this. You have to tell the Nerdvengers about this. Like when they find out all this crazy stuff, they'll get it. They'll understand why you're so into it. But again, we'll still do that at a separate time. but I dead ass wanted to do it today. I just wanted to do it. I was just like, fuck it, bro. Throw that shit on. I will just talk about Warhammer for a couple hours and we'll call it a goddamn day. Okay? But we'll wait. So you guys can thank Elisa for that. Now, as far as show notes and what's going on, we will have a Nerdventure stream tomorrow at 11 a.m. And I think that's pretty much it. Now, the current plan, guys, is I'm going to see The Flash on Thursday. I'm pretty sure. Not 100%. I'm pretty sure. I'm going to see The Flash Thursday night. And then I will do a stream Friday talking about The Flash. Okay? So we'll do that. But I'm going to cut out early. Also, no Prime stream on Friday. I have to figure something else out for you guys because there's a lot of really cool stuff that I want to talk to you guys about. I felt like the stream we did last Friday was dope. For the Prime members, but I gotta figure something out so that I can, maybe I'll just pre-record it or something. But a bunch of my buddies are coming into town this weekend for Warhammer, and so we're gonna play a bunch of Warhammer this weekend. I'm sorry, that's just what's going down. So we're gonna figure that out. Michael, thanks again for the 5 gifted. Nerd Theory. We should be on for Nerd Theory. I'm never 100%, but I'm pretty sure we're gonna do Nerd Theory. I think Theory and myself will want to talk about this new Star Wars game, some of the other stuff that's going on with Star Wars, etc., etc. Idris Alba, which, by the way, is somebody let me know when Kendall gets in here, because he convinced me that the way you pronounce Idris's name is Idris, and then I had a bunch of people in the comments saying it's Idris, and I was like, dude, did I just get played? Did I just get played? What caused the change of heart on watching The Flash? Not honestly, dude. This is what it is, Ross. No change of heart whatsoever. I was really on the fence. I'm planning for this weekend with my buddies, and I'm just like, yo, what? Like, when are you coming into town? And my buddy's like, well, I was thinking I could come in Thursday night, and then we could go see The Flash. And I was like, okay, yeah, like, I'll do that. But if that hadn't happened, I probably wouldn't have seen it. Like, I guess, I don't know. I was really on the fence. Maybe I would have flipped a coin. But the fact that my buddy's coming into town, he wants to watch it, we can go to the movies together, and then I can just, like, do a stream about it on Friday, and then get out of here and play a bunch of Warhammer. Let's go. Idris Elba, not Idris. Idris. Dude, are you serious, Ross? Kendall, why? Dude. And the thing is, I always pronounced it as Idris. I was pronouncing it as Idris. And Kendall was like, it's Idris. Like, over and over in chat. And then I did a whole damn video saying Idris. Kendall, you motherfucker. Okay, anyway, so look, we're good. Obviously, I know things and definitely verify and look everything up. Okay, so that's what it is. Okay, last thing before we get into the Marvel news, I feel like we're blabbering a lot today on the intro. Sorry about the blabbering. In fact, let's take a moment of silence, and I need to sip some more of this water. Hang on. That's nice. That's nice. Okay, last thing before we get into the actual news and everything like this, as I've been trying to say to you all, we're doing a fan meetup at New York Comic-Con in October, man. I'm really excited for this. It's going to be really fun. We're figuring out more details, fun activities, things that we can do at the con. But the bottom line is this. If you're going to New York Comic-Con and you're a Nerdventure, boom. Awesome. We're doing a meetup. You should try to meet up with us. Have some good time. Make some memories. It'll be really cool. If you're a Nerdventure and you were on the fence about going to New York Comic-Con, go to New York Comic-Con. Come on by. We're going to have the meetup. Even if you don't go to the con itself, because I know it can be expensive or whatever, we'll be doing a meetup Saturday night. And if you're a member, you get into the meetup for free. And so you can enjoy some food, enjoy some good times. So do that. We're also driving for memberships. We're trying to get to 2,000 members before we get to October, and if we do, I'm going to get a tattoo to commemorate the memberships. We'll do it all there. It'll be really, really sick. There are other goals if we get past 2,000 members as well, but we don't have to talk about those. We don't have to talk about those. So maybe if we get a little closer, we can talk about them more, but don't even worry about it. Already got my 4-day pass for New York Comic Con. That's sick, dude. That's sick. What kind of tickets should I buy for Comic Con? Going to the Fan Expo in Denver, but I've never been to a con ever. Or New York City? Any advice? Ooh, that's a tough one. Okay, here's the real talk problem with New York Comic Con. It's an awesome event. Tons of good things to say about it. The only problem is it's a little bit expensive because you're staying in New York. And if you're not staying in New York, you're staying somewhere close and you're spending a butt ton of money to drive. I'm sure there's a version of that that's, less expensive out there, and you'd have to figure that out. Like, it kind of sucks. Like, that's kind of the problem with it. But the con itself, I would say Friday and Saturday are the big days. Saturday is obviously the day that we're going to be kind of walking around as a group and hanging out and doing stuff. So maybe Saturday, if you can only do one day, if you can do 2, Saturday, Sunday, if you can do 3, I would say Thursday. Kind of feel like Sunday is not all that for it. But yeah, so that's kind of my advice. And I mean, that's just kind of the downfall. And you're paying because you're in New York. So there's also a shit ton of stuff to do that's just New York City stuff. And I like New York a lot. I always have a good time when I'm in New York City. So yeah, that's the advice. That's about all I can say about it. If you're feeling it, come on. Sunday's the best day. Deals on merch. Well, yeah, that's actually fair. Like, there's some deals in the exhibit halls, and sometimes they have deals last days of cons. But I think New York Comic Con runs to Monday too, right? Or no? Nah? Does it go on? Because if it goes to Monday, then Monday would be that day that they're discounting everything. That's the only reason I would say that. So, if it bomb, she gone. Yeah. Oh, no Monday? Okay. Veed said free cake for all Nerd Ventures. And I think he's going to bake us an actual cake too. Yeah, so I saw a bunch of people commenting on the video I did on Sunday saying, like, if it bombs, she gone. And that really warmed my heart. So thank you guys for that. That was really funny. Yeah. So that'll be cool. Okay, let's talk a little bit of Captain America Brave New World, the artist formerly known as Captain America New World Order. First off, before we get too far into the rumorville and all the craziness that's going on with this movie, I mean, what are your guys' thoughts on this movie? And where's your expectation level for the film? Because we've talked about this before, and I think just like the Thunderbolts movie, when maybe it was first announced, my expectations were relatively low, and I was just like, whatever, like, next Captain America, what are they going to do? But I would say that, given where Marvel is currently at, and also a lot of the rumors that sort of support the idea of them realizing where they're at and sort of juicing the movie up, I actually feel like these two movies are going to be pretty dope. And beyond feeling that way, I expect them to be. Like, I'm really and truly expecting to see a different Marvel next year. You know what I mean? This year, I feel like obviously we had Quantumania, pretty fucking the worst. And then you have Guardians of the Galaxy, which was really good. It's a really good entry into the entire catalog of Marvel. And, even though it's not MCU, Across the Spider-Verse, awesome. Really, I think, doing great stuff for the overall genre. Who knows for sure how we're going to end up with the Marvels? I just don't want it to be, obnoxiously bad, like Love and Thunder or Quantumania. If it's serviceable, decent, even good, I mean, I would be really, really happy about that. But I am really, really anticipating 2024 as when we'll really see what the productions look like outside of coming out of that sort of phase 4, mentality, right? Oh, there he is, Kendall. Hey, guess what, Kendall? Welcome to the stream. So real quick, it's Idris Elba, not Idris Elba. You convinced me it was Idris. And everybody was beating me up in the comment section. Okay, so anyway, welcome to the stream, Kendall. Hope you're doing well. Hope you had a good weekend. Okay. So, as I was saying, man, I'm really expecting the projects next year to be like, okay, show me what you got. Like, this is the new Marvel. This should be return to form, getting rid of a lot of different things. I did a video yesterday, okay, talking about reveals from this new Hollywood book that came out there called Burn It Down. It's by this lady, Maureen Ryan, I think is her name, if I remember correctly. And it's really like, it's like a big book that's looking at how Hollywood kind of still sucks. And that all these studios that are doing all this stuff and like acting all progressive, like in front of the camera or on the red carpet, are still doing all the same old Hollywood bullshit behind the scenes. We talked a little bit about this, by the way, last week when we were discussing some of the Star Wars stuff. Well, some stuff came out about Marvel, okay? And again, I did a big video breaking it down. You know, I recommend checking the video out, but I'll sort of TLDR it here. The main thing that happened with Marvel was they took the MCU movie format and kind of like stamped that into what they wanted to do with television. But because there was so much going on, the biggest thing that happened was like Feige's just not directly involved. Now, we kind of thought that was the case, right? When we saw this shit, we thought that was the case. It just had that feeling. But what the article really, or the book rather, what it really spells out is that not only was that happening, but these other executives were basically the showrunners. So they would be in the writer's room. They would be there when it was being shot. They were the showrunner, okay? And, you know, a lot of other stuff that we thought was going on with Marvel, we weren't 100% sure, is more or less confirmed because of this book. Guys, they would do some crazy shit where, like, they bring on the writer, the head writer. The head writer in the writer's room writes the show, and then they're literally gone. They don't work for Marvel at all anymore. And when you go into production, anything that is adjusted to that is done by either the executive themselves or, like, new writers or something. Like, the process just seemed really, really broken. But here's the key part. Feige wasn't directly involved. And so I sort of postulate in the video, well, if we look at how Victoria Alonso was fired, and we look at the fact that Feige did not, like the reports are, Feige didn't try to step in at all to protect Victoria. The reports are that Feige was beefing not only with Victoria, but with Nate Moore, with Luis D'Esposito. There were a lot of problems with that main group of executives. It sort of just spells out exactly what we thought was going on, where Feige basically stopped being the problem solver. These other executives went out and did that and just are not as good. And especially, I think, because of the fact that television is a very different animal than movies, this just didn't work, right? Now, on top of that, I can imagine this extends to the movies as well. And this is something we've talked about a lot. You know, Feige not being directly involved, so much going on. I personally think he's building the next few phases and really the Secret War era and allowing the other executives to build phase 4 and 5. But essentially, like, that shit just didn't work. So Victoria gets fired. Everything gets paused, slowed down, delayed. And I strongly feel this is because it's now Feige's going to have the personal touch and be the personal problem solver on all of this stuff. And that's good. You know what I mean? Like, that's good. But we're not seeing it yet. There's no way we are. Like, and the James Gunn did a good job with Guardians. That's why it's good. Not because it was, again, like Feige came back in and like did his thing. No. Quantumania, probably bad because Feige wasn't as directly involved, right? So when it comes to these next movies, man, like, I really feel that that's the case. I also feel like the way that Thunderbolts got, like, kind of reworked, because if you guys recall, like, when Thunderbolts was first announced, it was announced as essentially a Black Widow sequel. It was announced as a Black Widow sequel. And they even had the Black Widow writer on it, I believe. And that writer's gone. You know, they're totally reworking that movie. And what I heard from some very reliable people was like Feige basically came in and was like, no, fuck that. That's not big enough. That's not cool enough. That's not dope enough. Boom, Sentry, like boom, adamantium, boom, all these different things. Things have changed drastically. And I also just think they know they need to amp it up, okay? So I say all of that to say that I really and oh man, you know, there's sort of a negative side to this as well, because let's say this doesn't happen. What if we see these movies next year and they just kind of feel like a lot of Phase 4 and they're not that great and they're not that dope and they're not that incredible? Well, that's going to hurt. That's going to hurt bad. And so, to be fair, this is a little bit of copium. What I mean is, how am I coping with Marvel and their fall from grace and their lack of absolutely incredible content? Well, through that whole explanation I just went through, and through feeling like now it's going to change. So, damn, bro. Oh, man, you guys are going to see me so sad. If next year when we do, like, let's say after Captain America, right? And we do the spoiler stream on Friday, we'll just, like, open up the stream, and I'll just stare into the camera and probably cry for, like, 10 minutes. Like just 10 minutes. But I don't think that's gonna happen. I think we're actually in to win, and I think this shit's gonna be incredible. So let's start with the Spider-Man rumor. Now I want to be clear. This is just a rumor and probably honestly not happening. Okay? It's probably not happening. So I want to start from the place of like, okay, this is cool. It did pop up. People were talking about this. Probably not going to happen. However, there's actually a chance that it does. Okay? And one of the main reasons that people think this is happening is because there was some documentation that came out where a stunt person was officially attached to Captain America Brave New World, and that is the stunt person for Spider-Man. At least that's what's on the documentation. Okay. Now, that's pretty loose. And to be completely honest with you, Alex Perez kind of came out and said, like, no, I didn't confirm this. I was just saying that it's interesting that blah, blah, blah. And kind of is pushing back on the idea that Spider-Man will be in the movie. But that's not fun. So let's talk about why we think Tom Holland could be in the next Captain America movie. Now, let's start with the thing that many of you guys have been bringing up. I already see it in chat, and a lot of other people are probably typing it in right now. But Tom Holland said he wanted to take a year off of acting. Okay, so who wants to tell the class why we shouldn't believe that? Who wants to tell the class? Anybody? Bueller? Anybody? I mean, I don't know how many other times we have to point out actors lying to you specifically about how much time they're taking off, the roles. I mean, Tom Holland himself literally said, maybe my time as Spider-Man should be done. If I'm still playing Spider-Man when I'm into my 30s, I did something wrong. He said for a ton of different things to sort of dispel the idea of him doing more Spider-Man stuff. And yet now he's actually talking about how, like, yeah, the script looks kind of cool. We're excited to do it. It's on pause right now. Talks are happening. And I think he's actually under contract already. So, like, just take everything that actors say with this giant grain of salt. They really can't be used as any sort of reference for the truth. Like, unfortunately, like, that's just not how they operate. Which, by the way, these motherfuckers play pretend for a living. The idea of a person that plays pretend for a living lying shouldn't be that foreign of a concept. It should be par for the course. You should understand. That's what it is. Okay, so that's number one. Get that out of the way. Number two. Do you guys remember that Malcolm Spellman and Anthony Mackie talked about wanting Spider-Man and Falcon and the Winter Soldier? Anybody remember that? Anybody? Anybody remember that? Does anybody also remember the interviews? This, I think, was around the time of Infinity War and Endgame. Does anybody remember the interviews with Anthony Mackie and Tom Holland, where they kind of go back and forth on each other? They have like a little bit of a beef, whether or not it's real or not. Do you remember that? Anybody? Anybody? Bueller? Anybody? So, if this is real, if Spider-Man is in the movie, I don't think he's a huge player in the film. I don't think he's going to be joining up on Sam's team, and I do think Sam is going to have a team, which includes Falcon and another female operative that we've seen in some of the footage. Sam's going to have his own team, doing his own thing. So I don't think Spider-Man is going to be in the movie in a big capacity. I think we can generally rule that out. Okay? But I think given everything we've just been talking about the shaky ground that Marvel is on, it's like the same reason that I think they're going to go big and do like Red Hulk, and we're going to talk about the World War Hulk stuff in a second. But like the logic that's going to make them do all of that stuff that we more or less know they are going to do is the same logic that would be used to like throw a Spider-Man cameo in there. This movie, I think, Captain America: Brave New World, is supposed to set up the Earthbound Avengers and really get us to understand what the hell's going on with the MCU 616 overall as we head towards the Kang Dynasty. The Kang Dynasty is going to have Kang, maybe multiple Kangs, coming down and fighting the Avengers and probably whooping their ass, to be honest with you. But we can't have that movie, and that movie doesn't work until you get all of the Earthbound Avengers, all the Earthbound heroes to be established, to know what's going on, to have history together, etc. Well, one of the other big rumors out there is that Tom Holland Spider-Man is going to be the lead of the Kang Dynasty. He's not going to lead the Avengers, but he's going to be the lead of the movie. Get the most screen time. We're going to see a lot of the story through his eyes. Maybe that'll change because Jeff Loveness can't get in any Disney buildings anymore. You know, writers, we'll see. Things happen. It could change. But follow me here, man. It would actually make sense, especially if at the end of the movie, Sam Wilson figures out he needs to get the Avengers back together. Well, I think it definitely makes sense to go recruit some of these people, like maybe a Tom Holland. Okay? Oh my God, Chris. Okay, so that's sort of one line of logic that takes me there. You know what else takes me there, ladies and gentlemen? The fact that the Daredevil Born Again movie show is supposed to tie into Spider-Man 4. And I think Wilson Fisk being the mayor of New York City, I think Thunderbolt Ross being the president of the United States, and a wild as fuck rumor that we haven't talked a lot about, but I believe Mephisto is the one that bought Stark Tower / Avengers Tower. You're telling me Mephisto bought Avengers Tower? Okay, so put all of that together. You're starting to see that they're building up something. And I think they want connection. They want it to tie together. Spider-Man's a beautiful way to do that. Spider-Man's a beautiful way to do that. By the way, let's linger on Mephisto for just a second. This isn't in my notes. I didn't think I wasn't going to talk about this, but I did hear, and I think this came from Casey Walsh, actually. Mephisto himself is supposed to have a metal technological, like Iron Man-esque suit, like a silver metal suit in Ironheart. Now, hang on a minute. Now, hang on a rootin' tootin' minute. Do you guys remember the rumors of Mephisto looking like a member of Kiss? Anybody remember this? There were rumors that Mephisto was going to look like kind of more white skin, paled out, and have a metal suit on and look almost like a member of the band Kiss. Well, it's like, I think, okay, well, Casey Walsh is saying now he's going to have this technological silver suit. That matches up with the old rumors of the Kiss costume. Holy crap, maybe that's real. And then if Mephisto... Here's the other thing. It's like, why would Mephisto, A, need a suit, B, be interested in technology, and C, buy Avengers Tower? That's pretty wild. Something weird's a mess there, but we don't know for sure. Okay? Regardless of all that, going back to the Spider-Man, it just, to me, my gut is telling me, like, this is one of those things that I don't think it's going to happen, but I want it to. And I think whatever they need to do to figure it out, they need to figure it out, because I think Spider-Man popping up and all this different stuff, like, dude, go for it. Y'all remember, like, the post-credit scenes and the dope connections in the Infinity Saga? They would just go for it, man. I remember Thor going to meet Doctor Strange with his actual gloves and that crazy post-credit scene, which I don't think is actually canon because they sort of retcon it with the next movie, but it didn't matter because it was like, holy shit, Thor's talking to Doctor Strange. What the fuck? That kind of energy, that kind of stuff, Marvel needs that, bro. So I don't think the Spider-Man thing is real, but it should be. Okay. Next up, let's talk about World War Hulk. Guys, how many years have we been talking about World War Hulk? How many years? Nom, 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 nom. That's good water, man. 30 years, exactly. 100%. Yeah, we've been talking about it for a while. Talking about it for a while. Since the 70s, at least. I agree. So, apparently, according to the Cosmic, which is Casey Walsh, they're already developing a follow-up to Captain America Brave New World. And they don't necessarily confirm this, but probably going to be World War Hulk. And I really like this, and I would expect... You know what this feels like to me? This feels like how even last year at like San Diego Comic-Con, there were like a couple projects and ideas that sort of came out of nowhere. Where we were like, oh, okay, that's cool, but wait, what, that? What, that, you know? Like, to me, Thunderbolts kind of shocked me a little bit. So this feels like something that's probably been on a whiteboard in the Marvel Studios office for a long, long time. Something they've really wanted to do. And it feels like, yeah, man, with them putting in the Red Hulk, you know, putting in Thunderbolt Ross, putting in all of these super soldiers, you know, rumors, and we've seen the set photos. Betty Ross is back. Maybe she becomes a Hulk. The Leader is back. You've got Tim Roth, you know. Dude, you could definitely do some World War Hulk. The other thing that's wild, man, is rumors that they might do something with the Maestro for World War Hulk. And oh man, if they go Maestro, oh bro, they gotta go Maestro. And I say connect it to Kang, connect it to time travel. Let's do something Maestro. Carl, you're just trying to trigger me. No, Maestro, no, you don't even know. The Maestro is dope. What about Fox, though? I'm pretty sure they've worked that out. Not 100% on that, but I'm pretty sure they've worked that out. It's not happening. You don't say that, Carl. I think it's happening. It's too soon for Maestro. It's too soon for maybe our Bruce to be Maestro, but I don't think it's too soon for Maestro. I mean, you're talking about the studio that did Civil War, when they had like a dozen heroes established, they did Infinity War and basically Infinity Gauntlet way before most of the characters that showed up in that show. They're doing Secret Wars before we have Doctor Doom. So, yeah, no, I don't know that they necessarily are following the comic playbook to a T here, you know? I think Maestro would be perfect because I think you could show a future version of Bruce. I've talked about this before, but like show us a future version of Bruce where if he stays separated, eventually he snaps and becomes the Maestro or some shit like that. It's too late for Maestro. Oh, dude, see, now you're probably right. Y'all are just trying to trigger me. Listen here. It's the goddamn summertime. There's next to no news, okay? I'm up here waffling through some bullshit to try to keep you entertained. I would rather be up here talking about goddamn Warhammer. So everybody in the class, no more clowning around. No more playing, no more grab ass, god damn it. Just enjoy your nerdy content. Holy shit. God damn. You know what? That's it. That's it. It's the Warhammer stream now. It's the Warhammer stream now. Woo! Let's pull up some Warhammer. Okay, so going back to the point that I was making before everybody started throwing spitwads at the teacher. My God. I believe this. I think this could be something that's announced at San Diego Comic-Con. I'm excited for San Diego Comic-Con, guys. And we're going to have a good time talking about all this kind of stuff. And honestly, if they go this direction with World War Hulk, Boner, and not Ralph Boner. Okay. So, there's that. Now, let's talk about the Fantastic Four. Okay. So, we've got a little beef between some of the insiders and scoopers. We got a little bit of drama, as it were. Okay. So, TLDR on this. My Time to Shine Hello gave us a full cast of the Fantastic Four a couple of weeks ago. Says, like, this is your Fantastic Four. A lot of people corroborated that, said, yeah, this is it, blah, 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 blah. So, Grace Randolph has kind of been saying for a couple of days now, it's not finalized, especially Sue Storm. Sue Storm is not locked up. Okay? She said today, and it's in a post previous to this, but this is the main point here. She said today that she's hearing it says it right here. I'm hearing all roles back in play again. Others being considered again. All roles back in play. So the main takeaway here, we thought we were free of Mila Kunis the Thing. We thought, thank God, they didn't do that. Oh my God, we might not be out of the woods. What if Mila Kunis plays all of the members of the Fantastic Four? Crazy idea, I know. So here's what Grace says here. Here's the issue with the Fantastic Four cast. Marvel decided to go for big stars for some reason, yet now they all want big paydays. And movie has 4 leads, so $80 million for cast alone? That's nuts. What happened to the MCU being the star making business? I much prefer that. So that's kind of interesting, right? Because I kind of agree with her in a sense. Yeah, the MCU would take unknown actors and make them into stars. That's kind of what happened. A lot of those stars, though, have not been able to find true stardom outside of Marvel, even some of the best that are a part of it, right? Which is unfortunate. But as we've discussed before, I think Marvel is in a different spot, and I think Kevin Feige is looking for extra hype ammunition. My gut tells me one of the main reasons he wants this for the Fantastic Four is like he wants the Fantastic Four to be like as prestigious and as important and as big of a deal as he considers them to be in comics. And I think one of the ways he's trying to go about that is by getting very high profile actors for the role. Okay? So, interesting. But I don't think it should be surprising that they all want big money. I mean, how much money do you think Adam Driver should make per movie playing Reed Richards? What do you think he's worth? You tell me, chat. How much do you think you got to pay for Adam Driver? $2? Oh, okay. I'll give him $2, says Fernie. Okay, right on, bro. Yeah, I'd probably say 15 to 20. Sounds about reasonable. And I don't know how many movies they're going to do with him, but they're not just going to do one, right? So let's say let's make it 20 to make it easy. That's if he does 5 movies, that's $100 million. $100 million that you're paying to Adam Driver. By the way, we all know, of course, RDJ and his deal, right? My God, that man made him so much money with Marvel. But honestly, Marvel made so much money with him. So it's like crazy, huh? So what do you think for Margot Robbie? What would you pay... Pause. To have Margot Robbie in your movie as Sue Storm. $3. Oh, okay. So you're giving her more money, Carl? That's crazy. About $350. Margot can get it. Jessica Alba was hotter. Okay, so this is the internet. Here we go. See, this is why like mainstream media can't like live in this space, because like whenever like you, which I'm sure is completely normal, decent folk, get your hands on a keyboard in a goddamn chat room, it's just all chaos, debauchery, craziness happens. Holy shit! But I'm the same way. Okay, so here's the thing. You guys are all trying to give Margot Robbie about 70% of what you gave Adam Driver, and that's fucked up. Okay? That is fucked up, and we're about equality, and it's 2023, it's about time, etc., etc. So she gets the 15 to 20 as well, even though she really doesn't fucking deserve it on merits. That's not what it's about anymore. So get that idea out of your stupid fucking head. Okay, so here we go. So you're looking at 30 to 40 million just between those two, according to our calculations, right? So how the fuck are they getting to 80 million? We're halfway there. You are not telling me that Daveed Diggs and Paul Mescal are also cutting those kind of checks. What? So what that means is they're probably asking for more. Dude, Adam's probably asking for 30. And I gotta say, I personally, and I know some of you guys feel differently about this, I personally like this cast. I think this cast would be great. But I don't know that I would pay 80 million. Like, if that's really the number, 80 million for this cast per movie, that means, like, if you want to make a $200 million movie, you have now 120 million to, like, make the movie. Because these motherfuckers are taking 80 million. That's wild. So here's what I think is going on. We don't know for sure, right? But I actually believe that Grace is accurate here, but I don't know that it matters. What I mean is, if Marvel's really opening it back up and refusing to sign at that level, they're probably just doing this as a negotiating tactic to get them to drop the price. So all of a sudden, they start talking to other people. They reopen the calls, etc., etc. Maybe they see some people. Maybe then Margot Robbie's like, okay, we will accept whatever. Or maybe Adam Driver's like, okay, we will accept whatever, etc., etc. So who knows for sure? But damn, it would be a shame if they can't lock this up before San Diego Comic-Con. Also, I wonder how in touch are the agents with what's going on? Do they realize that like Feige is not just randomly trying to wrap up these roles before July, but that there's something he really wants to do in July with the roles and with those actors? Because if they do and they're leveraging that and putting the squeeze on it, I mean, that's kind of amazing. You know? Like if I were going to be in one of these movies, I would try to like get in the space. I would try to like, you know, figure out what's the deal, and then I would understand that like, no, dude, Feige, he's pushing hard now because there's 4 weeks until we're literally a month out from San Diego Comic-Con, and he wants to bring them out on stage. He wants to get all the headlines. He wants to smash everything else into the ground and get you excited about Marvel. I think it's especially weird because this is a time where Disney is trying to tighten up the budgets. Trying to tighten up the budgets, man. No more of this just flagrant spending. So, yeah, I don't know. I think we'll probably get there. I think this is probably your cast, but we're gonna have to wait and see. You know, I do think Grace has good sources. I know some of you guys are like, fucking Grace, no, she's got good sources, man. Sometimes her takes are like wild, but she generally has pretty good sources. Okay. Couple other things we need to talk about here, okay? Driver also barrel-chested. What does that have to do with anything? What? Daisy Ridley outshined Driver, so there you go on the next direction for Marvel. My man, god damn it, bro. God damn it, man. I swear. You guys just you're just feeling real funky, like it's that's the kind of going. Okay, so let's talk about this game. So I don't know about you guys, but I immediately see a major problem with the game just looking at this image right here. Big problem. From Jump Street. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? What's the matter with this image? What's the matter? CIA got you pushing too many pencils? Okay, here's the problem. And no, it's not the whamming. God. Guys are so friggin' sexist. So this is just a massive missed opportunity here because this droid looks cool. But this is like one of those assassin droids, right? Bro, they missed the opportunity to make the coolest fucking thing in all of Star Wars. Why isn't this a B-2 battle droid? Why isn't this a B-2 battle droid in a fucking duster with a gun and just being as awesome as possible? This is cool. Commando droid. Yeah, commando droid. 7 out of 10. B-2 battle droid. 10 out of 10. Because that would be stupid. Darbold, what the fuck are you talking about? Oh my god. Yeah, B1 battle droid. Like I said, look, that's the point. It would be crazy. Are you sure it's not a B2? The Roger boys? Like, imagine this guy, and he's like a reprogrammed battle droid, and he's slick as shit, and he says like some of the coldest lines ever in Star Wars, but then, you know, follows it up with like Roger Rogers and stuff like that. Oh my god! B1, like I said. Like I said, a B1 battle droid. So, yeah, definitely crazy missed opportunity. So, here's the thing. I thought this trailer looked pretty cool. Okay? We need to see gameplay. And they're actually going to release gameplay today. I think there's a showcase that starts in about an hour, actually. I'm not going to be able to watch it with you guys. I actually have a hair appointment. I got to get my hairs cut. So I got to go do that. But We'll probably talk about it on Nerd Theory. I think Theory will probably go live and react to it or something. So I thought the trailer looked cool, but without gameplay, I can't. You know what I mean? Like, it looks cool. I'm kind of glad it came out of nowhere. Like, that's kind of fun too. But gotta see gameplay. I have no idea. You know, it's just for now. I'm like, cool, open world Star Wars game. That feels like a W. I will also say too that a lot of people gassing up mids with Josh. There you go. So I will say that a lot of older Star Wars fans, like Mark Fernandez, is going crazy about this game because he loves Star Wars Galaxy and like old as shit Star Wars games that look like classic RuneScape, but had larger open world maps. So he loves them. So yeah, it's just kind of wild the reactions that people are having. I have seen, and I was talking to Elisa about this yesterday. It is a little surprising the reactions I saw for this trailer and for this game. I don't know about you guys, but I saw a lot of mixed reactions and a lot of people just very skeptical of the game. Real talk, did you guys see that as well, or was that just me? What did you see out there when people were reacting to it? That'd be Saturday, Wild Space. Yeah, I saw a lot of skeptics. You know, I think the problem is, like, you know, I hate to, like, belabor this point, and I know on Friday I got really fucking toxic and went crazy about Star Wars, but, like, it is kind of the case that, like, you can only erode a brand so much before, like, when a Star Wars game comes out. Like, I was kind of thinking about this. It's Disney, Lucasfilm, and Ubisoft. 3 companies that anybody that's like really in the space fucking hates these companies, dude. These companies all suck, right? So the only thing we really care about is Star Wars. And so this game comes out and we have all this like baggage from the companies that are involved in making it. We have all this baggage for Star Wars itself. It's just like very tough, man. I feel like back in the day, a new Star Wars game would be like, let's go. And everybody would be on board and get excited about it. But they have eroded the brand so much that they can't even get huge dubs on announcements anymore. It's kind of a shame. Because even me, like, this is the thing. Like, I feel like I sink right back into, like, being a Star Wars fan, lifelong Star Wars fan, older fan, and going back to, like, just being excited. When something like this comes out, I can't help it. I get a little excited. The possibilities of what it could be sort of supersede everything that Star Wars currently is, and I get excited. But also, like, if gameplay comes out today and it looks like whack as fuck, to me it'll just be like, okay, here's another half-made, half-baked idea. Ubisoft sucks, Lucasfilm sucks, Disney sucks. I'm not surprised. Like fucking Nate Diaz. I'm not surprised, motherfucker. Like, that's what it is. Damn. Jedi Survivor trailer wasn't mixed, was it? No, I mean, that felt really good. I will say the vibes around Survivor felt really good. I'm still really underwhelmed by the game. I think I'm actually underwhelmed by that whole series. Real talk. I feel like that whole series is elevated by Disney's failures. That the reason people like it so much is because it's like, actually, yeah, it's good. But it's not great by any stretch of the imagination, in my opinion. It's good. In a sea of mid, it's good. And so it feels really good, you know? Yeah. Jedi Survivor's Game of the Year? I don't think so. But I'm glad that so many people liked it. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of people really liked that game. I wasn't really one of them, but... Chillin'! What's up, man? Fallen Order is not mid, bruh. Who said that nonsense? I said it, Sajid. I said it, bro. I said it. Zelda Game of the Year? Zelda probably has a good shot at it. Yo, Starfield looks kind of fucking dope, bro. I don't know. How many of you guys know what Starfield is? How many of you guys watched the Xbox thing yesterday? Let's talk about that a little bit. Hogwarts Legacy has a good shot at it, too. Dude, so been following the idea of Starfield for a long time. You know, the trailer, I think, because they showed some last year and it looked so basic, dude. It looked so basic. But the new trailer that came out yesterday looked really good. I was like, wow, that actually looks really fun and much more like clean and put together, polished than what we saw last year. So really hopeful for that game, man. Yeah, and I mean, Bethesda puts out really good stuff for sure. So I'm excited. I think it'll be dope. Does it drop this year? When does Starfield come out? Starfield looked empty. I think it looked less empty than it did last year. I bet that there will be portions of the game that are pretty empty, though. I mean, it's like space and shit, you know? September. Ooh, that's nice, man. You got Spider-Man 2 coming out. A lot of good stuff coming out, man. By the way, I just got a beta key for an upcoming Warhammer top-down RPG that's like Baldur's Gate. Did I ever play, by the way, did I ever play Baldur's Gate or anything like that on stream? No, we played Midnight Suns. That's what it was. So we played Midnight Suns, and I remember a lot of you guys were like, this is fucking boring. And that's it. I love those kind of games. So I have a I was thinking about maybe we stream that game. Rogue Trader. New game coming out. Maybe I could stream it and we could get into the Warhammer vibes together. What do you say, chat? What do you say? What do you say? Did you see Space Marine 2? Oh, hell yeah, man. I'm excited for that game for sure. How are the Warhammer video games? I've seen some, thought of getting one, just don't know how they are. There's a lot of good ones for sure. I think, I thought it could be fun. Maybe we'll stream tomorrow, but honestly, I'm just so busy. That's a problem. I'm working on like a million things. I'm working on the comics. I'm working on the second channel, trying to figure out just the content for these channels. Stuff. I'm doing a lot, man. Plus, I had to paint a bunch of models this week because this weekend, 10th edition comes out, and it's time to play some Warhammer, man. You know what I mean? Okay. I think that'll do it for all the news bits. Let's get into the Q's and the A's. I'll go over the super chats, the member chats, the chat chats, everything that's on everybody's mind. And then we'll call it a day because I got to get out here and get my hair cut. Okay, so Juicy Jethro is first in today with a $10 hauler, although I pre-read this one, and I'm not sure what they're talking about. So it says here, I'm sure you've heard this, but does it sound possible that John and Dave are going to reshoot Empire Strikes Back hand-cutting scenes to go into a cloning storyline? Where is that coming from, man? Is that a troll? Are you fucking with me right now, man? Are you fucking with me? Big Goron, I have not yet. Can you send me a link to that on Discord, by the way? That would help me out, man. I have never heard that shit. That is crazy talk, man. That sounds like some Doomcock shit. Lord Vito says, strength is the only that matters in this world. Everything else is just a delusion. Vegeta, Prince of Saiyans. But he wouldn't have had a spelling error or missed a word, Vito. Double check your spelling when you're going to quote the Prince of Saiyans. Come on, man. Dark Dragon X7 says, I'm hoping Outlaws is good. Looking forward to the gameplay trailer later. Yeah, dude, I want to check it out. Hey, if it looks good, it's Star Wars, it's open world, I'm going to give it a shot. Michael Rose with 5 gifted memberships. My God, thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. We are creeping ever closer to that 2,000 member mark, and I thank you. Nathan Brim says, just found out we will be adding a Nerdventure to our family in January. Let's go. Any advice for a soon-to-be new dad? Well, here's my advice. You got to be as supportive as you possibly can. Mom is about to do some crazy shit, so you're just going to have to try to be as supportive as you can during the pregnancy, especially late into the pregnancy. And then, birth itself is going to be a wild experience. Again, you've just got to be strong and try to be there for her. But, depending on how that goes and everything, like, dude, they're so good at that nowadays, like the medical stuff, and they're just really good. So you'll be well taken care of, hopefully. And then the only other thing I will say is, like, there's gonna be this time at the beginning where you're not gonna feel a deep connection to the child. I mean, maybe you will, but it's pretty common for dads to not have a huge emotional connection to the baby immediately. That will change over time because the child doesn't do anything at first, just sleeps, poops, and stares at you. You know what I mean? So it's going to take time for you to build that. Don't worry about that. If you're not feeling it and you're like, oh man, should I be feeling this certain way? Like, am I crazy or whatever? Like, no, you're not crazy. Like, that's just how it goes. You'll form a connection over time, and it'll be a different connection than mom has, but that's okay. It's actually important. So, yeah, other than that, just buckle up, man. It's a wild ride, but it's a very rewarding one. Meister420 says, I feel like Across the Spider-Verse reinvigorated the comic book movie genre when we really needed it. Thank God. Oh, I agree. It did some heavy lifting for the genre. I went and saw the movie again this weekend with Elisa, and we loved it, man. So good. I noticed some cool stuff this time around as well. But yeah, I agree. That's going to be awesome, man. And then he followed up and said, already got my 4-day pass for New York Comic-Con. Nice, man. I'll see you there. Johnny Snooks says, what kind of ticket should I buy for Comic-Con? Going to the fan experience in Denver. Never been to a Comic-Con or New York City. So I already touched on this earlier, but try to find a hotel or a place to stay immediately. Try to figure out travel. And then, I would just, as far as the con itself, there's the exhibit hall, there's panels, there's Artist Alley, there's celebrity meetups, and I'd probably just look at all that and see what you want to check out. See if there's any panels you're really interested in, anybody in Artist Alley you really want to go see, and yeah, kind of plan your day from there. Michael says, do you care about the Care main protagonist being female? This time doesn't bother me. A lot of people were not happy with it. I think it's reflexive response. I mean, I don't care, but it's also like, I mean, look, Star Wars has kind of put themselves in a weird spot where, I mean, somebody is probably going to be able to do the math on this, but how many female leads for movies, shows, and I guess video games have there been under Disney? Cal Kestis is literally the exception. And if you actually look into this, they wanted to make Cal a girl, and the studio literally, like, those guys said, no, we want Cal to be, just like this white dude. And there were like articles that came out trying to cancel them for doing that. I'm not even kidding you. Like, this is fucking Clown World USA. That's what's going on. Like, we saw that. So to me, like, just being honest, Michael, it didn't bother me at all. But I'm also like, I'm not going to sit there and say that everybody that got bothered by it is stupid or has no point or whatever, because, like, I kind of get it. Like, yeah. And just, like, here's another thing. Let me ask you guys this question. When you play a video game and you can make the character, like, there's a character creation, do you make the character, like, male or female? Or I guess what I should ask is, do you play your custom character as your actual sex? Like, if you're a guy, do you pick a guy? If you're a girl, do you pick a girl? So this is really and truly a different strokes, a different folks kind of thing, okay? Because I always play a guy. In fact, I kind of don't like it when I have to play a female. I'd rather be a male character because I just like to be like me in the game, right? But my best friend, he usually plays females. Like, he it's actually like 50-50. Like, he'll play a lot of male characters, but he, like, plays a lot of females. My cousin would play a lot of female characters as well. And one time he told me, he's like, I'm staring at their ass all day. Like, it's like a third person game. He's like, I'm staring at their ass all day. I'd prefer it to be a hot biddy. And I was like, okay, well, there you go. Right? But I think most people, and maybe this is just my notion, I think most people would prefer to play their own like sex in a video game. You know what I mean? But there are huge games that are beloved by video game fans where the main character is female, like Horizon. Last of Us. Well, I guess you play as Joel a lot in The Last of Us, but I know there are other big games. Tomb Raider, Metroid, yeah. Yeah, so I for me, it's like maybe there was a small part of me that was like, I would have preferred a male character just because I'm a male player. But also I think part of it for me is like, man, if this open world game, I wish I could create a custom character. For me, it's actually way deeper than just I'm forced to play as a female. It's like, no, I'm forced to play as this female. I'd much rather like be able to create my own character. You know? In fact, like, really? The idea of like this open world game, which seems to predicate itself on this value proposition of choice, feels undermined a bit because it's just, you're this character. Do you know what I mean? So that's kind of my take on it. Oh man, where do we? Okay, here we go. Nemo, what's up, brother? Says, I think the Savage Hulk is coming back because based on the rumors, it looks like they're adapting the Greg Pak and Jeff Loeb runs. Yeah, it's very possible. I haven't heard anything concrete on that, but I hope so, man. We've speculated about that for a long time. I think it has to happen. Overbound Game Studios says, still wrong. It's Idris, like did without the first D. So it's Idris. Not Idris or Idris, but Idris. You fucking with me, man? Talented Mr. Griffin says, sup, Josh? Infinity badge in November. Thanks for giving us a positive platform in this YouTube space to support. Much love. Valk over Palps. Valk over Palps. Valk over Palps. What's that mean? What's that mean, bro? Thank you, brother. I appreciate the support, man. 23 Leafs says, although I really enjoyed Across the Spider-Verse, I felt that the universe was too small. Considering that they copied the concept of the TVA managed by Kang, it probably had to do with Sony character rights. I actually felt like it was pretty big in scope, but maybe that is, there's no Avengers, there's no X-Men, there's no this, that, second, and the third, so maybe in a sense, it's small. But that's, I think, the promise of Secret Wars, is that Secret Wars looks to break all of that down. Feige wants the true Marvel experience. Valkorion. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Rob Cart says, yo, have I been unblocked? Yes, bro. We unblocked everybody. Because Trev triggered me really hard the other day and I blocked him and then I just fucking unblocked everybody to make it easier. Chris says, actually, it's pronounced sounds like I just said that in slow motion. Thanks, man. Chimwee says, what if Cap 4 ends with Sam recruiting the Avengers and Wong recommending Shang-Chi to Sam, who has mastered the mystic cloning ability from the comics? I like that. I think Shang-Chi 2 may well involve time travel and Kang and some of the Avengers, which would be pretty cool. Chase Floyd says, my man, what's up, bro? Watch those wrist rockets. Says, been watching the DC animated stuff. Damn, so fire. Yeah, it's great, right? It's so crazy that their animated stuff was so good and they couldn't get it figured out with live action stuff. By the way, the tracking on Flash looks horrible. Man, I bet Warner Brothers is just, I mean, can you imagine? Man, they went to bat. They put so much into this movie. They like bet so much on this film. They deserve it, though. They deserve to lose big, man. Fuck them. Parker Gonzo says, can I get a one more month till the lounge? My man, can't wait to see you in there. Patrick Wire says, I don't care when it happens, but I want to see Tom's performance as Peter meeting people he knows, and they've forgotten him after the MOM spell. Yeah, that is kind of interesting, huh? That is kind of interesting. They utilize it to great effect at the end of that movie. It will be cool to see it in other movies, and even with the Avengers and shit, huh? Thank you, Big Guarana. I will check that out, man. Are you going to see The Flash, Josh? I am. I'm going to see it Thursday night, and mostly because a good buddy of mine is coming into town, and we're going to watch it together. So, Dar Boyd says, no actor should make more than $100,000 per movie. Well, many actors don't even make that. And I think Thor, like a lot of the MCU actors started out making that much money, around that much money, to do the movies. So, I don't know. It's kind of interesting, right? Mikkel says, Transformers are back, Josh. A must watch. Much love. Is it that good? Should I sneak out and check it out? You said you wouldn't support it for months. This is true. I'm not supporting it. Although I guess I am. Maybe I'll buy tickets to a different movie. Maybe I'll buy tickets to Spider-Man just to help it out more. Star Wars Oddball. Oh my God, I lost it. Says, ready for Warhammer channel. Just started building a Death Watch Space Marine army. Watched Transformers, and it was good, not amazing. Okay, right on. Yeah, well, that's cool, man. Excited for to see more of your army and whatnot. I am working on a Dark Angels army right now, and I've been really experimenting with, like, a grim dark, very weathered, armor damage paint job. But that's my second army. I have a Custodes army, and I have to touch them up. I have so much to paint this week. I got to touch up my Custodes. I got to put more of my Dark Angels together and try to get them painted before Friday. Oh, did I not mute myself that time? Sorry. Yeah, I sneezed loud. But yeah, the Warhammer channel is about to be lit, dude. I've been having so much fun making that shit. Chillin' says 9 months. I am a fully gestated Nerd Vengers. Thanks again for allowing me so much time on Friday. Call in. I hope you truly enjoyed the convo. I did. Yeah. Nerd Vengers for life. It was a good talk, man. I feel like call-ins are so important. I know we don't do them all the time, but it's so good to hear from you guys and to get like a lot of your kind of insights and stuff. And I feel like there's a lot of common ground in the community, so it's good to like talk it out and just kind of speak our minds. So, no, I thought it was a good chat, man. Diamond Fig says, odds the Cobb Vanth looking dude from the trailer turns out to be Kyle Katarn. That would be so cool. Doubt it, though. But that would be really cool. Either way, it looks like a really awesome character to me, John White hates call-ins. Hey, don't say that, John White. The Owl 1213 says, so James Gunn is writing Superman Legacy. Which character do you think is going to be the next Tard/Baby? We had Drax, Mantis, and Shark. The fuck? I don't know, man. I hope... I'll answer it this way. I hope that James has enough respect for the characters and for the universe to not just make it his style and to have it like dripping with ridiculous shotgun humor. I certainly hope that he shows some restraint there. So, yeah. By the way, too, I will say the rumors on Superman are kind of crazy. We've got some casting rumors. Apparently, the Authority, at least members of the Authority, like the guy that can speak to the cities, he's going to be in Superman Legacy. This is just rumored, but it lines up with stuff that, like, Grace Randolph had this, like, almost immediately. After the Slate came out, Grace Randolph was like, okay, they're going to do the Authority versus Superman. And that shit seems to be bearing out with other scoops and people. Again, you guys are like, no, Grace, no. She was on top of that shit way before anybody. And it seems like that's going to be true, which I'm down with, actually. I like the authority. Should be fun. Orange Grove says, any truth to the rumor Jenny from Blackpink has been cast as Luna Snow, Agents of Atlas? Probably some truth to that. I haven't fully vetted that or looked into it. But I saw it out there floating around, and I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. MCU Drew says, I know the real reason you don't like Survivor. Skill issue. Groot. Or no, got him. Oh, that's what you meant? I thought you were saying like a Groot thing. Skill issue. Maybe. Maybe. I also think, dude, I just don't like the platforming. Like, I think it's absurd, the amount of platforming in the game. Like, it's just not fun for me. The combat's dope. The story's cool. But the platforming is annoying as fuck. So annoying. Okay. Ryan Baldy One Kenobi says, total left turn. But if Lucasfilm did a Darth Bane project, couldn't Winston Duke be a great choice for the role? Winston Duke, Darth Bane? Yeah, I could see Winston Duke as Darth Bane. I think that would be cool. Just so we're clear, you want to have 2,000 memberships walking into New York City or no tattoo? So all the gifted need to stay members through October? No, we need to hit it. If we just hit it in a singular month, that's good enough. Like, whenever we hit it, that's fine. But I will say the turnover from gifted is going to make it tricky. So I'm going to try to continue to talk about it and drive for it. I also think maybe we should do something cool. Like, if we get to 2,000, we do a really fun drawing at New York Comic Con for, like, you guys or something like that. So, yeah, we'll see. And even if we don't get there, like, it'll be a fun thing to sort of drive for. And also, then I won't have to get the tattoo, and I won't have to worry about all that shit. So, I just, either way, it's a win-win. Vandolph the Black says, what stops companies from making a new MMORPG for Star Wars? Is it the death of the MMORPG? That's what made Star Wars Galaxy fire. No Jedis. Well, MMOs have kind of had a resurgence over the last couple of years. I think the problem is most MMOs these days... Like, you can get a big bubble, and you can get a lot of hype at the beginning, but then to keep a player count is so challenging. Like, it seems to be really tough. I think the model nowadays is, like, free-to-play, battle pass, microtransactions, etc. I mean, Diablo is borderline an MMO in a lot of ways. There are a lot of fun MMOs that I'm still waiting on and excited for. Why haven't they done it with Star Wars? Probably because of the Old Republic. They probably just still have, like, agreements with BioWare or whatever. You know what I mean? So, did you say anything about the Namor actor allegations? No, I haven't spoken to that, but I'll speak to it briefly. But the truth is, like, there's just not much to say. I think this is very different than the Jonathan Majors situation. Jonathan Majors was literally arrested, and there was an altercation. We don't know for sure what happened with the altercation, but there was an altercation, and he was literally arrested. That's a really bad look. What's happening with Tanakh right now is a bad look, but it's sort of hearsay. So it's a lady's that's not even necessarily accusing him of doing something to her, but accusing Tanakh of doing stuff to other women. And then apparently the big accusation, like the thing that's coming out, is that his agents and the people that represent him basically hid all of this shit and protected him so that he could get the Marvel job. And they, like, didn't protect her or something like that. That's, like, what I gather about the story. Now, this will go one of two ways. Either it'll completely disappear, or way more stuff will come out. So that's, until that happens, this is just accusations. But I will say, obviously, it's another, like, I can't, if I'm Kevin Feige, I'm like, what the fuck? Because his whole cabal, his whole, group of villains are, like, possibly actual villains. That's not good. You know, so it's a tough one, but there's nothing really else to say until we get more info. Low Live says, is it really open world Star Wars if I can't beat Jar Jar in a pod race? True. Great point. Apar says, you have it all wrong. Idris is pronounced Steve. Oh, okay. Yeah, right on. Cool. Thanks, bro. Michael with a very generous $20 holla says, if the Eclipse game ever comes out, what's the character a player game? Multiple storylines as well. Is it tone deaf by Lucasfilm with the female character? The last demographic I saw, Star Wars was like 83% male. KK just ignores stats like these. Yeah, well, that's another thing is like, and I know there are obviously I think there are more women playing games today than ever before. Any lady gamers in the chat, by the way, throw a 1 into the chat if you're a lady gamer. Chaos is about to happen, by the way. But I think it's also like pretty accurate to say that like most gamers are male, right? See, like exactly. See, that's what we have going on here. So, yeah, and I think most gamers are male. But again, you've had incredible games with female protagonists that have done great in the space. Metroid, Tomb Raider. So, I don't think it's tone deaf, but I think the thing is like when you start trying to inject that or have that idea in every single thing, it starts to become like it starts to sort of not feel natural, not feel organic. You know what I mean? Amazing AJ says, what's up, my guy? How's it going? Wanted to ask if you're still doing an anime channel or if that's off the table for now. So what I'll say is this, man. I wanted to do the anime channel. I'm really into anime, but I kind of talked myself out of it. Now, I'm making this Warhammer channel, and I'm actually really loving the process of not just making the content, but figuring out how to make the content, like figuring out what the content on the channel is going to be like, and it's really interesting. So if I do this, if I'm able to do this and make it really dope, then maybe I would explore doing the anime channel. I would need help, though, you know, but maybe I would explore it after this. But the Warhammer channel is like, bro, like you guys don't, I mean, you think I bring Warhammer up a lot on these streams. I am so into Warhammer, it's kind of disgusting. Like, it's low-key almost a problem. So I'm trying to, like, monetize it. You know what I mean? So that's kind of where we're at with that. But I appreciate the question, man. Thank you. Alex says, Deadpool filming next to my office here in Vancouver. Better take the Nerd Vengeance shirt off. Feige gonna get you. Dude, wouldn't that be wild? You're just walking around with your Nerd Vengeance shirt and Feige just comes out of nowhere and just like kicks you in the chest or some shit. Oh my God, that'd be wild. Diamond Fig says, you think the droid from Outlaws wears the trench coat because he gets cold or because he thinks it looks cool? I hope it's because it looks cool, man. Or maybe he's got some horrible scarring. Maybe he's got some horrible scarring and they can't afford to fix it or something, you know? Theo says, I see that you have not played Golem. Taking about Survivor's platforming like that, in Golem, every jump is random, while in Survivor, jumps are accurate. What? Okay, so you're saying, like, platforming in Jedi Survivor is not as bad as Golem? But, like, what? It's like saying, like, oh, dude, you think that's tough? Original Mario. Bro. Dude, you think that's tough? The OG Pong, bro. Bro, you think that platform, fuck, you ever played Tetris? Holy shit. Yeah, thanks. If the man doesn't like sand, he's not going to the beach. Dude, exactly. Did you see Han Solo in Carbonite in the Outlaws trailer? No, I did not. Sounds cool, though. That would be fun. Sounds kind of fun. Golem shamming is not cool. Dude, apparently that Golem game is absolute trash. You just finished Pokemon Sword? This is the way. All right, guys, I will hang out for like 5-10 more minutes. And then I gotta get out of here. Worst indie game of the year? Yeah, probably. Will Elemental make more than the Flash? No, but Elemental will take a big chunk out of what the Flash could have made, I think. Yeah. Still better than Rings of Power? Probably. Oh, you gonna see Transformers? I don't know. I'm on the fence. I feel like that's a streaming movie, bro. John, you're my #1 hater, so of course I took a shot. Oh, shit. Are you guys beefing? Is there some beef? Who's your favorite director, and why is it Christopher Nolan? You're gonna go see Oppenheimer in July? Dude, you mean Barbie? Hell yeah, I'm gonna see the Barbie movie. In all seriousness, though, I'll probably have to see Barbie before I see Oppenheimer. Elisa's gonna want to do that. Also, both those movies come out the weekend of San Diego Comic-Con, so I'm probably not seeing shit. So, yeah. My favorite director, though, I don't know, probably Kubrick. I mean, he's obviously not a living, working director anymore, but probably Kubrick. I like P.T. Anderson. I like Christopher Nolan, of course. Quentin Tarantino. James Mangold's all right. James Mangold's incredible. I just can't shake this feeling that like the Flash is gonna, or that Indiana Jones is gonna suck. Cameron's good. I'm reading The Shining right now. Well, how are you typing into the chat if you're reading The Shining? Notice how James Gunn tried to make Grace Randolph look like she didn't know anything, and it seems he knew she actually did. He's a liar. Oh yeah, click-clack for sure. We know that. I mean, I think most of us here know that shit. There's probably some people in chat that are like, nope, he's always truthful. But, yeah, no, I mean, most of us see it for what it is, man. You can't read and write? What? Yeah. Did you see that Nolan set off a real nuclear explosion? No, he didn't. That's crazy. He didn't use CGI, and he used practical effects to create it, but he didn't, like, set off an actual nuke, dude. What are you, crazy? This ain't Call of Duty, bruh. Yeah, Big O, you mad at something? Hey, you mad at something? Hey, Josh, did you see Michael Shannon Zod Snyderverse guy needed his blessing to do the Flash? Yeah, I really like his answers for all that, man. Feels like he is a big Zack guy. But, you know, honestly, most people that have worked with Zack on movies end up being really big supporters and fans of Zack Snyder because he's, you know, awesome. So, yeah. If you're the John that fucks with Ken, oh my goodness, let's stop the drama. Nerd Avengers, it's not worth it. Let's just let it go. Daisy Cutter is about as strong as the first A-bomb. I don't know what that means, dude. I don't know what you're talking about. Denver Nuggets champs tonight, eh? I mean, dude. The Joker ain't no joke, man. The Joker ain't no joke, bro. I've seen a lot of people talking about the NBA season. Apparently, there's the consensus, and you guys help me out on this because I'm obviously not super plugged in because I thought the Lakers and Boston were going to be in the finals. So I'm obviously not super plugged in. But people keep saying this is the most hilarious NBA finals ever. Is that true? Is that true? Dude, I actually did not watch the fights. Nerd Vendors meet up at Hershey Park. Blinkers, drinks, chocolate, and coasters. Hershey Park's pretty cool. I like Hershey Park. I haven't been there in a while, though. By hilarious, you meant boring? Well, yeah, that's what. Yeah, people keep saying it's like super boring and shit. Thought the fight was terrible. I actually didn't watch the fights. So I wasn't like super enthralled by the card. Also had a lot of stuff going on Saturday night, so I ended up just not watching it. But yeah, Oliveira, I mean, he's still that guy. Would love to see Oliveira, you know. He should get another shot, man. Oliveira is incredible. His loss was kind of shocking, to be honest. I don't think Nunes even really tried. Yeah, well, she just wiped the floor with that gal, right? Because like when I was talking to Elisa about it, and I was like, yeah, it's like an okay card, but honestly, like, it's not just the fact that I don't think the fights will be that good. It's the fact that like there's no social thing here. Like Oliveira's supposed to win. Nunes is supposed to win. If they don't, yeah, maybe there's a story and some shock there, but the odds of that happening are very low. Yeah, so it's like, it was a very skippable one for me. You know? Oliveira was the betting underdog? That's disrespectful, bro. Deadline just said Daredevil shooting shut down for today. I mean, they keep shutting that shit down. But they also keep starting it back up again. So. Rogan wasn't even there. That's a shame. He probably looked at the card and was like, I'm not getting the fuck. I'm not. You kidding me? Ooh, guys, there's some leaks for the Custodes. Should we end on this? Should we look at some of the stats for my army? Okay, let's pull this up. Okay, so this is the Wardens. Okay, so we're looking at 24-inch range. Same profile with the weapons. 4+ invuln save. We like to see that, chat. Wait, what? Okay, so they have this Resolute Will ability. Why does it do it like... Jesus Christ! While the character is leading this unit, each time a attack targets this unit, if the strength characteristic of the attack is greater than the toughness, subtract 1 from the wound roll. That's fucking nuts. Living Fortress, once per battle at the start of any phase, this unit can use this ability. If it does, until the end of the phase, the model has a 4-up feel no pain? Holy shit. Okay. That's pretty good. Freaking Golden Boy's looking good, man. All right, let's see here. Oh my god, they linked the Praetors. Let's go. This is like one of my favorite. Toughness 6. What the shit? I thought the toughness would be higher. That's not great. 12 movement. I believe they had a 14 movement before. Whew. I don't like that. Okay, so bolters 824. 1 attack still. Okay. What? They took us down to 5 attacks? On the Lance? Ooh. Okay, let's see if they got some abilities to make up for it, though. Each time this unit advances, do not make an advance roll. Instead, okay, so they still have that. Once per battle, this unit ends an advance move. You can select one enemy unit, excluding monster or vehicle, that it moved over, then roll a d6 for each model in this unit. For each 2 up, the enemy suffers 2 mortal wounds? That's fucking awesome. Okay, that's pretty cool. I gotta be honest, though, the toughness and the lack of movement, it kind of hurts a little bit. Oh, it kind of hurts. Let's see what else they got here. We already looked at the Loris. The guard, okay. Okay. Each time I use reroll 1, you can reject a mark, you can reroll the wound. Ooh, okay, that's cool. Sentinel Storm, once per battle in a shooting phase after you shoot a shot, it can shoot again. What? That's fucking nuts. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. Okay, sounds good. We're gonna play that Marvel Multiverse TTRPG once it comes out again officially. I would love to, man. Fernie, I would honestly love to, man. I had a great time with you. Bike's nerf looks tough. Guess we recently got another 6. Yeah, the bike. Oh god, my buddy's gonna be so hyped up that the bikes got nerfed. That's tough, man. Oh, that's tough. Yeah. Now, the whole edition got a little less killy, so it'll probably be okay still, but ooh. Whew. That's a little tough. Okay. Let me see. There's probably a last little bit. Let's see here. Your thoughts on UFC being watered down now? I don't know what that means, bro. What do you mean? Caught The Flash and it's good. You got to review it. I think I will. UFC watered down? What's that mean, bro? What does that mean? YouTube chat is literally worthless now? What does that mean? What the fuck? Boom, 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 boom. Do you play Diablo? I do. I played a little Diablo yesterday. Josh, you look hurt over your army. I mean, this does suck a little bit. I'm going to have to, like, figure it out. I mean, the Terminators are strong. Like, the Galoris Custodians are very strong. There's cool abilities. It seems like they got a little bit of a hit with their weapons. It's like, ugh. A little bit of hit, but that's okay. Even like 3 weeks with chat issues and still no fix. Wait, what do you mean? Am I missing something? Fans are saying too many cards. This is the first card in a long time that I thought wasn't really good. I feel like the UFC has been so good at giving us really good cards. So, yeah, I can't say that I agree. Giveaways been shipped. They're packed up. We're going to ship them out soon. I promise you. They are packed up, though. There are too many regional level fighters in the UFC now to make content. Yeah, the live chat gets stuck at the bottom with the same message. Oh, really? That's stupid. The chat messages freeze. Oh, that sucks. How long do I have to be a member for the New York City meetup? You can literally do it before you walk in the door. But you better do it. Or I'm going to be like, get out of here, man. Hey, man, get your butt out of here, man. All right, everybody. Much love, man. I'd love to just sit here and chill with you guys, watch videos, hang out, have fun. Unfortunately, I got a bunch of bull crap to do today. Are you a fan of the Rippaverse? So I have the first one. I want to read through it. I liked what I read. I was actually kind of skeptical. Like, really? Like, a lot of people were online were like low-key saying it sucked. And I was like, man, I don't want to read it if it sucks. So I put it off for a long time. I cracked it open a couple of months ago, and I was actually, damn, this isn't bad. So I enjoyed what I read, but I haven't gotten through it. I would have to read through the first one, and then I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to get the next one, like, honestly. I mean, I wish Eric a lot of success, and I hope that, he continues to grow, like, as a business person and as a creator. And I think they're doing some real cool stuff over there. But the concept itself doesn't, like, super duper grab me. Like, the one thing I'll say about Rippaverse is, like, it seems like fun superhero stuff, but, like, not so different or revolutionary or, like, interesting that I'm like, oh, damn, like, I really got to read that. The main draw really does appear to be just Eric and sort of the like anti-establishment, punk rock kind of vibe from it. So, yeah, not necessarily a huge draw for me, but the book's not bad. The book is not bad. If I read through the whole first thing and I'm like, dude, this is really cool, then I'll get the second one. You know what I mean? Hey, John White, you don't say that about Warhammer. All right, everybody. I'm going to get on out of here. Much love to y'all. Appreciate the support. Appreciate you guys being here. Like I said, tomorrow at 11 a.m., we will be going live for the Nerd Avengers. And then Wednesday, we'll be live again. We should have a Nerd Theory tonight. And they should be showing that game relatively soon. So we'll get some gameplay of the new open world game, and we'll probably talk about it later. As I always say, I hope you're having an awesome and a nerdy day, and I'll see you in the next video. Is everybody gone? Did everybody leave? Oh, man. Nice little Monday stream, you know? Are you happy, guys? Are you happy we did that instead of just talking about Warhammer for the whole hour? Like, do you appreciate it? Do you understand the sacrifice that was made? My God. My God. Don't worry. Someday we'll do the Warhammer stream. I think it's going to be a good week. But mostly because I don't think it's going to be a good week for Warner Brothers. And that means it'll be a good week for me. Make sure you drink your water. Stay hydrated. Get some veggies. Get some sun. Go outside. Open up your third eye. And wash out your stinky butt. I'll see you later. I don't know why I said it like that.